Hey, it's your girl Natasha with GME Admin Insights, and I'm coming to you today because I have had several questions, and one really got to me today because I know how GME can be, right? And I'm not saying that just because this is how it is, this is how it is. Not saying that at all. But it is part of GME, which I strongly believe the culture needs to be changed. And I've said this years ago, and people are finally speaking up on this, right? Now, many of you don't know, but I am doing a doctorate degree, and my paper is on onboarding in GME, right? Because I know that something has to change, right? Onboarding is not onboarding. And I've said this so many times. Residents, they get a proper onboarding, right? They go over policies and procedures. They get a resident handbook. They get a manual of what do you need to do to progress. It's called supervision. What do you need to do to progress to get to PGY2 or to PGY3? We should have something as well. And I've been doing a lot of research on this. I've been doing, of course, there's really nothing out there. I've done white paper on this. And if you don't follow me on LinkedIn, follow me on LinkedIn because I am pushing that out slowly but surely. Like it's a series on not all of my findings, but all of my findings on Jimmy onboarding, the lack of, and what it should entail, and things like that. And if you don't follow GME Admin Insights on LinkedIn, go over there, follow that too, because this is such a huge problem. I have decided, and I was asked by several program administrators, even some managers, who don't know how to structure an onboarding, how and what is needed. So I've decided, even to like go over different things. Some of them are very simple of what we can do. And some of them are, as a manager, you have to put in the work. So I know over the years, over the 10 years, we've talked about this, but no one has ever come up with a solid onboarding procedure for any PA, especially new with an GME. Because I've said this probably like 4 years ago, GME is growing. All the program coordinators who was in their role for years are now supervisors, managers, divisions, AVPs. And now the pool of program administrators that have GME experience no longer exists. So you have to train them, how to be a GME program coordinator, right? So if you know what you went through on being thrown into your role, why would you want that for someone else? I just don't understand it. So make a proper onboarding experience for your program administrator, right? Think of the things that you should have, you wanted when you were new to your role. And I know I had developed this probably over a year ago for my team, and we have a 90-day intense onboarding process. Yes, I sit with my new program administrators at least 3 times a week. Yes, I carve out time for an hour, so that's 3 hours a week to do one-on-ones, to go over not just their job and their task. I've already built a library of SOPs for each task. And yes, I want you to go over it. Then here's the SOP. So if you ever need to refer back to it, you have it, right? So that's just the task. But then they have to know the ACGME requirements and how that fits into their role, right? And why, right? Because if they are to own their program, they need to know their guidelines, their procedures, like what residents can do. And so that's, we're going into the 60 days because, you have to get them to learn their tasks for the first 30 days. Get in a routine, get in a habit. So the 60 days is, okay, let's work on ACGME, especially the requirements that you may have now. You know, duty hours. Let's go through new innovations. Every week you're running these reports. PTO, 20 hours, 20 days a month. Why do they need it? Make sure they have food. Why do they need food? Make sure, just everything. What does their didactic look like? What's going on with the didactics? How are they attending? Is it a percentage? Have you talked to the doctor about that? Like all of those things. 90 days, let's wrap it up. Let's put it all together. And now you should really be on, not really having any questions, being able to focus and run your program, forward thinking, all of these things that make you a great program administrator. Not saying that you still will have questions because new things will pop up all the time, but I take everything weekly. This is what you're going to deal with every week. Okay, this is what you're going to deal with monthly, up every 3 months maybe. And I check in all the time. So yes, once a week I will have even after the 90 days, I push it back from 3 days a week to weekly, an hour a week. What's going on? What can I help you with? What do you need? What questions do you have? And I want them to come prepared to that one-on-one with any questions, what their concerns are, what they're stuck on, right? So that way, and I do it at the beginning of the week, so that way they can work on it for the whole week. If they succeed, fine. If not, they know Monday, bring it to me again. Let's discuss it. Let's talk about it. On top of that, I do have a departmental meeting. So every month, right? During the interview season, I do ramp it up to weekly because I need everyone to be on top of, thalamus and onboarding and schedules and doctors and all of that. So I like to keep things running smoothly. So, for 3-4 months, I will do the departmental meeting weekly. I audit everything in new innovation. So that's what I'm saying. So as a new program administrator, you need to make sure you know your role, right? It is up to your manager, supervisor, director to help you learn that role, right? So, so because of this, I will be back on my YouTube channel, GME Admin Insights, weekly to go over different aspects, tasks, because I do feel that if you are not being properly trained, then and you being new, you don't know where to look, you don't know where to go, you don't know what to ask yet. So podcast is back up after this, and we will be going over things thoroughly. I've had a lot of questions that I'm going to use. If you have questions, you can DM them to me. I will go over them with you. It's gonna drop every Wednesday. Somebody asked me, will I have a live session? I may, but for now, I'm gonna drop it every Wednesday because I think that it's a hot topic of onboarding, proper onboarding in GME. So it's much needed. As far as our wellness, now I have something too on wellness, but follow me on LinkedIn, of course, Natasha Broggs. Follow me on LinkedIn, GME Admin Insights, so you can get those tidbits there. And check me out, GME Admin Insights, on YouTube, at my podcast, because we are going to be going over this information more thoroughly in detail. So yeah, check your girl out. I do think that it's a disservice that we do not get properly trained, and it has to stop. We cannot continue to move forward and be great without proper training. And I do all of this, as you know, because your growth matters.